it's Amy. Welcome back to Too Blessed. Today I am participating in the Fall DIY and Decor Challenge, which is being hosted by the DIY Mommy. I just recently discovered her channel and she has some great videos and DIY ideas, so be sure you check out her channel. There will be a playlist in the description so that you can check out all the other participants and see what they have made. In my video today, I'm going to be showing you how I made this fabric garland for the front of my fireplace. So let's get started. Just went to Walmart to look at fabric, and I didn't have a lot of time. The day that we were at Walmart, we had a doctor's appointment to get to, and I only had a few minutes to look. So I just went with the pre-cut pieces that they had. So I'm starting out with this leopard print, which I think is so fun. And I got this camouflage, which, you know, I know it's not really going to show once I cut it into strips, but I liked the colors for sure, because it's got, you know, leaves and trees and those sort of fall colors. Then I wanted to add a solid color that would go with both of those, and so I found this one. So it's going to be fairly neutral for sure. But I think those colors are going to work really great for fall. And then I've also got one more fabric that I'm going to use, and that is this canvas drop cloth. I had some pieces left over from some projects that I did. So I think what I'm going to do is intersperse that. I don't have a rotary cutter to cut my fabric, which is what I've seen most people do. So I will just be cutting it with scissors. I think what I'm going to end up doing is taking my pieces of fabric and ironing them, and then ironing creases into them where I want to cut it. So if I'm going to cut 1-inch strips, I'm going to iron it into 1-inch folds, and then I can just cut on those fold lines, and I think that will help quite a bit. So I'm going to get started working on this, and I will check back in with you and show you what I'm doing. Alright guys, I just wanted to show you the beginning of my garland here. So I've got all of my fabric cut into strips. I've got my leopard print, the solid brown, the camouflage, and then the canvas down here. What I decided to do is just go in that order, just alternating each fabric. I was going to do more canvas, but I'm really liking the way that this looks. So this is the beginning. I've just got a little bit done so far. The base of my garland is this jute cord that I bought at Walmart, and I'm using 3 strands of it because I just wanted to make sure that it was going to be strong enough to support the weight of all of this fabric. Plus I'm thinking that I might add some lights or something to it after I get finished. So the technique is really simple. My fabric is cut into 6-inch strips that are about 1 inch wide. And so you just put that on your cord and just tie a simple little single knot. And then you do have to just kind of adjust it to try to make sure your ends are even. And then you just slide it on there. The nice thing is, of course, that you can slide these up and down, make it as tight or as loose as you want to. Like I said, I've been working on it for a little bit, and this is how far I got. So you can see it's gonna take quite a while. So I will check back in when I have a little more progress. Okay guys, just a quick little update. I've been working on this for probably about another maybe 30 minutes, and I've got quite a bit more done. I'm about halfway to where the minimum that I want it to be, and it looks like I've got a good amount of fabric left, so I may be able to make it even longer than I was hoping for. What I wanted it to be was wide enough to go across the front of my mantle on our fireplace, but it may even end up being long enough that I can have it draped down on each side too. So I'm just going to keep working, and I'll check back in again. Alright guys, so here is the garland. It's actually all finished, and I had plenty of fabric because I told you before I was hoping it was going to be long enough that it would just go across the width of my fireplace, and it's actually ended up a lot longer. So it is sitting on my ironing board here and kind of folded in half, and it goes from one end to the other. So it did end up being, I don't have a measuring tape to measure it, but it's pretty close to 10 feet long, because I had this little string of fairy lights, little battery operated lights, that I went ahead and twisted in there, and that string was 10 feet long, and it went almost the entire length. There's a little piece at the end, like 2 or 3 inches, that it didn't quite make it. But the lights are very subtle. I don't know if they're even really showing up for you right now. There's one little light right there. So it's not an overwhelming amount of light, but I think at night it's going to look really pretty. I'll try to get some video of it at night so you can see what it looks like a little better. But I am going to show you what it looks like when I get it on the fireplace, of course. And I had, like I said, I had plenty of fabric, and I even had quite a bit left over. All right, guys, so this is what the completed garland looks like, and I've got it hanging on the front of our fireplace here. Now, just in case anyone is concerned, this is not a real fireplace. It's an electric fireplace, and it actually doesn't even produce any heat, so there is no fire danger or anything like that. I don't know how well it's going to show up, but you can see the little tiny lights in there. Just every once in a while. It's very subtle. And I did, on the center part here, I intertwined a little bit of a leaf garland just to add a little bit of color. I added these bows at the corners here. So that is my completed project. And then I also wanted to share, because once I got done with this garland, I had quite a bit of the extra strips of fabric. And I had a wreath that I had been working on, and I used the fabric, bring you up this way. Ooh, that light is glaring. Sorry about that. I used the extra strips of fabric to finish this wreath also. Bring you in a little closer. So the inside of the wreath is one of those wire forms from Dollar Tree. And I did, it's kind of hard to see, but I did 2 rows. The inside row is some little tiny roses. And then the outer row is just, or the second row is some slightly bigger roses. And then the third row along the outside, I did the fabric strips to match this fabric garland. And then the sign, those signs that are on the wreath, were one of those garden stakes that I got from Dollar Tree. And I just pulled those off the stake and actually attached them to the wreath. So now I have my wreath and my garland that I think go together really, really well. At the time I'm filming this, my fireplace decor is not complete, but it will actually be the previous video on my channel, so I will link that in an iCard if you want to see what the whole fireplace looks like completed. But I just want to thank the DIY Mommy for hosting this challenge. And if you're new here, I would love to have you subscribe to my channel. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.